Hi everyone, thank you for watching my previous videos. Today I am going to discuss about PostgreSQL replication. Basically, what is replication? In general terms, database replication is the process of copying data between two or more PostgreSQL clusters. Source cluster can be called as primary or master, whereas the target cluster can be called as standby or slave. The next point is, why do we need replication? There are a couple of reasons primarily looking for setting up of the replication. One is high availability or disaster recovery. Second one is offloading of business reporting queries. High availability or disaster recovery means in case the primary cluster is not coming up because of various reasons, or if the primary cluster server gets crashed and not coming up, or the primary data center gets crashed because of catastrophic disaster. In this case, we will fail over to secondary site in order to minimize the downtime. Later we can fix the old primary cluster. The second one is offloading of business reporting queries. It means normally business reporting queries are resource intensive queries which consumes more CPU cycles and memory. So in order to reduce the burden on the primary, we will redirect all business reporting queries to standby cluster. Now let us discuss about types of replication supported by PostgreSQL. Okay, first one is synchronous or asynchronous replication. Second one is physical or logical replication. The third one is single master or multi-master replication. Now coming to synchronous replication, when there is a change in primary cluster, first it will propagate the changes to standby cluster and it will wait for confirmation before the transaction is marked as completed. In this way, it will make sure that there is no data loss between primary and standby clusters. The downside of this approach is performance degradation. In case of any network failure or delay or standby is unavailable, right, the primary cluster will go to hung state and it will not allow any operations. Coming to asynchronous replication, when there is a change in primary cluster, first it will commit the transaction before propagating to standby cluster and it will not wait for any confirmation from standby cluster. The advantage of this approach is high performance, whereas the disadvantage of this approach is there could be data loss if the primary fails before propagating changes to standby database. Now let's discuss about physical versus logical replication. In physical replication, it is a binary copy of the primary cluster to standby cluster. It is very convenient to use and easy to set up. It is widely used approach for replication. It resembles like basic physical based backup and recovery methodology. There are two methods in physical replication. One is log shipping method. The second one is streaming replication method. Okay. Remember one thing, in physical replication, both primary and standby should run on the same operating system version, PostgreSQL software version. Okay, and it is always ideal to maintain the same disk layout as well. Okay, now coming to logical replication, it is usually a little harder to set up, but it offers greater flexibility. It also especially important when it comes to upgrade an existing cluster or instance where we have very less downtime. In this method, the changes will be propagated from transaction logs as SQL statements and will replay at standby side. Now let's discuss about single master and multi-master replication. In single master replication, one node will allow both read-write operations, whereas the rest of the nodes will allow only read operations. Okay, it is very less complex in nature and easy to set up. Okay, multi-master replication. In this case, more than one node will allow both read and write operations, whereas the rest of the nodes will allow only read operations. It is complex to set up and should be designed in such a way that the conflicts must be handled gracefully. As part of my today's demo, I am going to set up single master physical standby asynchronous replication with or without replication slots and synchronous replication. The prerequisites for this setup is both primary and standby servers should have same operating system software, should have same version of PostgreSQL software, create and maintain same directory structures on both servers, instance or cluster should be in archlog mode. Now let's discuss about parameters. First point is parameters to be defined to place the cluster in archlog mode. The first one is archive_mode. Okay, you should set as on. The second one is archive command, means you need to define the archive val files location. Okay, and the third one is val_level as replica. Now coming to second point, parameters to be defined in primary cluster, that is max val senders. This value depends upon the number of standby clusters. The other one is max replication slots. This value depends on the number of standby clusters as well as the number of replication slots created per standby cluster. The next one is val sender timeout. This parameter is useful to monitor whether the standby cluster is available or not. The next one is val_log_hints. This parameter is required to reinstate old primary to new standby cluster. The next one is synchronous standby names. This parameter is required, okay, for synchronous replication. The final one is parameters to be defined in standby cluster. The first one is primary_connection info. Like you need to define primary cluster connection details over here. The next one is primary slot name. Okay, whatever the primary slot you are going to create in primary, that you need to define in the specific standby cluster. Third one is promote_trigger_file. This file will promote standby database to primary. If you create this file, right, then automatically the standby will become primary. The last one is hot_standby. Okay, in order to place the standby cluster in read-only mode, you need to define hot_standby as on. I'm going to define all the three sets of parameters in both primary and standby, because in case of failover, my new primary has to pick all the replication related parameters, okay, automatically. At the same time, when I'm reinstating of my old primary as new standby, it has to pick all the standby related parameters automatically. I have divided my demo into 4 sections. One is setting up of physical standby environment. Second is monitoring of standby environment. Third one is failover to standby cluster. Fourth one is reinstate my old primary as new standby. So these are all my environment details. I have primary server as well as standby server. This is my primary server host name and the IP address, the data directory location, and I have 4 table spaces in my primary cluster, and this is going to be my archlog destination. The version of OS is 18.04 and PostgreSQL version is 12.4. So similarly, I have set up same configuration here, and the host name is standby server and the IP address is .132. Okay, let us start the demo. Okay, in this notepad I have listed down all the commands whatever I am going to use for my physical standby cluster setup. Okay, so this is my primary DB server and this is my standby DB server. Let me list out what are clusters are running on this server. Okay, I have a couple of clusters running on my primary server and I am going to use app3 cluster for my demo. Okay, let me list down similar information in my standby cluster. I don't have any cluster in my standby server. Okay, now let me go to Postgres. Okay, user, let me log in with Postgres user to my cluster. Okay, let me list down what all table spaces I have. Okay, I have 4 table spaces. Okay, and the physical location is this: U02, U03, U04, U05. Okay, that is the reason why what I'm going to do, I will let me list out okay, this is the reason why I have created separate mount points, okay, for all my table spaces. You can see here, and U06 I'm going to use for my archive destination, and U01, as you know, this is my data directory location. See over here. Okay, so similarly I have created all the mount points in my standby server. You can see over here. Okay, the usage is 1%, means I don't have anything here. Okay, now what I am going to do, part of this demo, I will create archive destination in U06 on both my primary as well as on standby server. Okay, similar step I am going to do here in my standby server. Okay, so I have completed first step and second step. Okay, now what I will do, let me create a replication user in my primary DB cluster. Okay, PSQL-P, port number 5434, user is Postgres. I logged in. Now I am going to create user called rep user. Password I am going to use simple password. You can always use complex password whenever you are creating any user in production environment. Okay, user created. Now let me create one dummy cluster in my standby server. Okay, Okay, don't worry whether it is up or down. Okay, now what I need to do, I need to go here, let me show that I went to user on Postgres under the 12. Okay, let me list down, let me show the cluster status. Anyway, it is down, I no need to worry. I will remove app3 directory in my standby cluster. Okay, now let us move on to the step 5. Okay, let me do exit, let me go to my parameter file. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to set up parameters related which are required for my replication. Archive underscore mode should be on. Now let me go to archive command, let me define okay, next one is max wall senders. Actually I don't require this many, so I'm going to change it to 5. Let me keep this parameter as default, and replication slots also I don't require this many, I going to set it as a 2. Next one is val underscore log underscore hint, it should be set on. Okay, it is useful for your rewind option, like you can convert old primary to standby. Okay, synchronous parameter, what it is, I'm going to define this one as PSB1. This is the name what I'm going to use when I'm going to create a replication slot in my primary. Okay, sorry, this is not a replication slot name, this is going to be application name, whatever I'm going to define in my primary connection info. Okay, so here what I need to define, host, and this should point to my standby server. Okay, port 5434, user rep user, password user 123. You can use PG file option in order to hide the password. Okay, but if for my demo I'm not going to use that option. And application name I'm going to use standby. Okay, so this is the name I need to define for my synchronous standby name. Okay, now after that primary, okay, here it is. Okay, now I'm going to remove and comment that primary underscore slot name, and I'm going to define as PSB1, and this is going to be my slot name. And let me uncomment primary underscore trigger underscore file, and let me define. Okay, I can define any name. This parameter is useful if I if I want to promote my standby database to primary. Once I touch this file, okay, it automatically converts my standby database to primary database. The next important and final parameter is hot underscore standby should be on. So with this I have defined all my parameters in primary. Let me restart my cluster. Okay, now similarly I am going to define the parameters in my standby. First val underscore level. Okay, for convenience sake let me drag like this. Archive, it should be on. Since it is a brand new cluster, I need to define listen underscore addresses. For demo purpose I am making as a star. Then again let me go for other parameters. Okay, let me define this as cp %p u06 app3 archive %f. okay, next parameter is max val sender. See, this parameter especially is required for primary, but part of my demo I'm going to fail over. After that I will promote my old primary to standby. So in order to do that, every time I need to update the parameter file, which I don't want to do. That is the reason why I'm going to set all the parameters in both primary and standby. Okay, replication slots, mention it to 2. Let me define this one to my application name. Anyway, I'm going to define it as the same. Next, go to primary. Okay, let me define this. Host is equal to, this is going to be my primary server IP address. User is going to rep user, password is going to rep user 123, and application underscore name going to standby. So as I said, your application name and this synchronous standby name should be same. Okay, now let me come to okay, let me remove this, and my slot name I defined PSP1. Okay, the final one is hot standby. Okay, have done all the parameter changes in my both primary and standby servers. Let me drag down. Okay, now this is the step which I need to take care. Okay, for that let me go to pg_conf hba.conf file. Let me go to end, copy paste, change this one to rep user. Let me add the IP address here. This is going to be my standby server IP address. Okay, let me add similar entry here. Okay, since you change the configuration pg_hba, you need to reload the cluster, not restart. Okay, now let me do this similar kind of changes here. Let me go to the end of this file. Let me copy paste. This should point to my primary cluster server. Okay, let me configure for my Windows server where my pgadmin is I have installed. So for my demo purpose I will connect to this clusters from pgadmin tool. So this is one. Okay, so I have made entries in pg_hba.conf file as well. So for what I have done, like I have modified parameters in PostgreSQL.conf as well as pg_hba.conf in both primary and standby. Okay, now let me perform pg based backup on my standby server. Go to Postgres user. Okay, you don't worry about this. Okay, let me copy and paste it over here. Let me explain about this command. This is the utility what I am going to use for my backup and recovery. So pg_base backup, and it will pull the backup from this my primary server, and this is the port which my primary cluster is using, and this is the data directory. Okay, this is the user which I am going to use for my replication. Okay, the method is streaming replication. Okay, and this is very important, like checkpoint. Normally whenever you are triggering any backup, first it will try to create a checkpoint in primary. So until it creates a checkpoint in primary, your backup command will wait for that. So in order to avoid that, I am going to pass this variable over here, so that it will force a checkpoint in primary. You can see that one. See, it performed a checkpoint first there. So backup everything completed. Now here, let me show df-h grep. Okay, now what I am going to do, I need to go to my cluster location. Okay, what I need to do here, you need to touch one file in standby server under data directory location. Okay, now let me start my cluster. I have started my cluster. Let me show the log. My standby database is ready, but it is saying that it is not finding the replication slot because I have not created that one. Okay, so first let me create that. Because I have defined primary slot name in my both primary and standby clusters, right? So that is the reason why it is saying. Okay, now let me tail this whether this error disappeared or not. Okay, now with this my physical standby setup completed. Okay, let me show whether it is synchronous or asynchronous. For that I will use my pg admin utility. So I have already created my clusters here. You can use this method to create a cluster. Okay, let me show the properties what you need to define. This is the one which I defined, and the connection details you need to mention here. Okay, similarly I have done for my standby server as well. Okay, it is up. Okay, now let me explain about another notepad. Okay, these are all the commands which I am going to use to verify my configuration. Okay, and the next one is when I'm going to promote my standby as primary, I will use these steps. Finally, when I'm going to reinstate my old primary as standby, I'm going to use these commands. Okay, so let me copy these commands and go to PG admin utility, go over here, go to tools, go to query tools, copy over here. Let me run one by one. Since it is a primary, it will show false. Okay, and let me show replication statistics. You can see my application name I defined as standby. Okay, and my standby IP address is this. Okay, and go towards right, you can see the sync state as synchronous. Okay, and the next one is check whatever the replication slots are present. I have one physical replication slot in the server. Okay, similarly let me copy standby queries. Okay, minimize this, go here, pick any database name, go to query tool, paste it over here. You just check this output. This command will show true. Okay, and you can see the statistics of your val receiver. If you go here, you can see physical slot name here, that is PSB1, and you can see your master server IP address, as well as you can see the connection info over here. Okay, now let me perform some insert operation for my table, and I will show output in standby as well. So I have inserted 1000 records. Okay, right, copy and paste. You can see the output in standby. Okay, you can see 1000 records in standby server as well. With this I have completed my physical standby setup with the synchronous replication mode. Along with that I have created a physical replication slot. Especially these replication slots are required for asynchronous replication. Even if you create a replication slot in synchronous replication method, it will add advantage only. It will not impact anything to your setup. Okay, basically why we need physical replication slot. Okay, see, in case if there is a huge data insertion is happening in primary cluster, so in turn it will generate lots of archive log or val files in pg_val directory. Okay, and there is a definite chance it can be deleted before applying to the standby. So in order to avoid that scenario, you need to create a physical replication slot so that it will make sure that all val files will be present until it applied to the standby cluster. With this I am going to close today's session. In my next video I am going to discuss about how to convert synchronous replication to asynchronous replication with physical replication slot and asynchronous replication without replication slot, as well as failover and reinstating my old primary to standby. Please post your feedback in comment section. I will review and I will get back to you. As well as please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you.